And good morning, namaskaram, and good evening. A very warm welcome to everyone joining us from around, from India and US. As you all know, I am Patricia Umashankar, and on behalf of Indo-American Press Club and the Global Indian Council (GIC), it's my absolute honor to welcome you all to this official recognition meeting. Today, we are here to celebrate a very special kind of excellence, the power of the written word and the brilliant young minds who have showcased exceptional storytelling and journalistic integrity in our recent international writing competition that was conducted by GIC and Indo-American Press Club together. Journalism is more than just reporting facts. It is about finding the human stories that connects us across borders. We are aware whether you are joining us from India or United States or anywhere else, we are united today by our appreciation for these young writers who are just beginning their professional journeys. We are incredibly privileged to have with us two giants of the media world in inspiring our winners, Mr. AJ Philip, a senior journalist and the president of Kerala Club in New Delhi, Mr.
CG, the audio is not right.
Mr. S. Radhakrishnan, the assistant director of MASCOM, the prestigious Manorama School of Communications. To our winners, Dyuthi Susan Sakaria, Neba Anna Thomas, and Subhodip Chowdary, today is about you. Your ability to balance factual accuracy with deep empathy has set you apart. You have shown us that even in a fast-paced digital world, quality journalism still matters. So without further ado, let us begin this celebration of talent, truth, and the future of journalism. I welcome everybody, all the leadership of Indo-American Press Club and the GIC to this event. And now the next session is opening remarks, brief overview of the competition's vision by the Indo-American Press Club and the Global Indian Council GIC by Shan Justus. Thank you. Over to you, Shan.
Thank you, ma'am. I think you kind of already mentioned the vision behind this whole contest, but I will just give a brief overview. Once again, good morning and good evening, everyone. I'm Shan Justus. I'm the General Secretary of IAPC, Indo-American Press Club. I would like to take a moment to share the vision that brought us all together for this contest. I'll make it short and sweet, so that way I'll give the floor to more to our chief guest and also to our winners to talk more. So this contest began when GIC folks reached us to build a global platform where the original storytelling could grow and where writers could like truly show their talent. So then we met together, and then finally we decided our goal was to focus on honest journalism. What I meant by that is in this, especially this technology world, especially in this AI era, where technology can often write things for us, right? So what we felt is more important than ever to value the human work. And that is why we use, that is why we said we can't use AI strictly for this contest. And we wanted to see the real human skills, not the AI skills here, right? So that was one of the reasons why we thought let's strictly stop AI and let's get the human thinking and the human skills towards the front line to attend this contest. And this contest was designed to feel like a real newsroom. So that was the other thing that we thought, hey, how we can do this like virtually and but still make this like a real newsroom kind of environment. So what we did is like by giving the participants an on the spot incident. So the participants were not aware of what they are going to write before until they joined the call, right? So we gave them an overview on the actual incident. There was an incident happened, and we just gave them an overview like in 15 minutes. And then they had 60 minutes to report back. with the cameras on. So the intention behind why cameras on was multiple things, but one of the biggest thing was we want to see how journalists work under pressure, right? So we are giving a topic on the spot, and we just want to see how you all gonna digest it and then write it in front of everybody. So it was like a test who could report the actual facts clearly and fairly in a live settings. I believe that's how the real journalism works. We just want to make sure, even in this virtual space, we just want to give you all that kind of experience a little bit, even though it is not exactly same as when we do this in person. But overall, this contest has been a way for our global community to keep journalism original and truthful, I believe. And it has been a wonderful journey. And thank you all so much for joining today, taking some of your time from today. And once again, congratulations to all of our winners. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the explanation about the contest and everything, what we did and what the contestant did. Thank you so much again, Shan. Right now, I would like to AJ Phillips, sir, to give a keynote about the contestant, about the event and the storytelling and the news writing competition. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, good morning. I am indeed very happy to be with you all today. And as a judge of this competition, as one of the judges of this competition, I was very happy to go through your written text. And I was impressed by the way you analyzed the story, the way you described the story. I must first of all congratulate all the three winners for doing an excellent job. That's one thing. But at the same time, I would also mention that many others could not be considered, or many others did not come up to their standard, was because they did not know how to write a news story. What is the difference between a news story and any article? So what many of them did was write an article instead of a story. You are given the details of an incident, and you were supposed to write about that particular incident. So that is what. So you should imagine yourself as a reporter visiting that site and reporting it. So instead of that, many of you people, even some of you also, made comments, more comments than reporting. You should have quoted imaginary people. You should have quoted some of the relatives of the victim, the honor of the people around there, and all that. Instead, many people gave comments. So one is difference between comments and reporting. You see, facts are sacred. Comment is free. That is the saying. So that is one thing. Also, many of you try to impress by their writing skill. Actually, writing doesn't matter much in journalism. When I say this, because in English there are about 2.5 lakh English words are there. So you can't learn all the 2.5 lakh words to write your story. But BBC has a dictionary which has only 2,000 words. And all of you know those 2,000 words. You are expected to write your story in 2,000 words. That is what every radio insists on, which means every one of you can be a BBC correspondent or an All India Radio correspondent. Why? Because you know 2,000 words, which means every story can be narrated using these 2,000 words. You don't need any more words than these. So what is important is not the language. And so language should be simple, because when you write, the reader should be able to understand it. You should not write from your point of view. You should write from the point of view of the listener or the reader, who should be able to understand it. That doesn't mean that there should not be style. You can write simple English also in a great stylistic manner. So that is okay. So this is one thing that you should learn. For instance, I remember in one of the contestants mentioned the death of the people at the end. So some people that died in that particular incident, and this was mentioned at the end. In any news story, in any tragic story, the most important thing is the life of a person. So if there is an air crash, what is more important is not the birth of the aircraft, but the birth of the people. So even if one person dies, and that one person should get more importance than the assets that went down. So that is very important. So you should, always, start your story with the human touch, the human element. For instance, when you wrote about that incident, the first thing that should have come out in the first intro itself is the number of people who died in that particular incident. So that is why in journalism we use what is called inverted pyramid system. What is inverted pyramid system? When you write, the first paragraph should contain the most important things about the story. For instance, the first sentence can be like this: 10 people were killed when a bus ran against something. So the most important thing is not the bus, but it is the death of 10 people. Similarly, the last paragraph should be the least important, because when you make the page, when the stories are put on page, what the editor would do is, if he has to cut some paragraphs, he will not cut from the top, he will cut from the bottom. That is why inverted pyramid system is important. But in your case, some of the contestants did not know this fundamental rule. That is why they mentioned the death of the people in the last paragraph. Only one person, I think, but that is very important. So these are some of the tips that you should have when you write stories. And you should also remember in your mind that you are writing for a certain number of people, for certain people. You should look at the story from that point of view. That is how. So that is why it is said, when you come across a story, you should ask, you should be able to ask several questions: why, what, and how. And if you are able to, and your story should be able to answer all these questions, and for which you should have an inquisitive mind. That is very important. Inquisitive mind is more important than your writing talent. And also, as a journalist, you have to work under pressure. I am very happy to know from Mr. Shan Justus that you are given a particular time and you have to do your work. And they wanted to see how you work in such a situation. For a journalist, timing is very, very important. You may be able to write a very good essay after 24 hours of the incident, but that is not what is required. When you are writing for a television, for television or for radio, you should be as quick as possible. Even for a print journalist, as timing is of the essence. So if something happens, in the morning, and if you write in journalism earlier, newspapers, you could file your report in the evening. But nowadays, even print media has to compete with the electronic media. If there is an accident, the electronic media will be reporting everything. So what should a print media person should do? You will also have to feed the news organization. Besides that, you should also look for interesting tidbits which others cannot do. So that is what will stand. That is what will stand you out as a journalist. So you should be distinct. You should be inquisitive. You should be hardworking, and the editor should also be able to judge you, because he should be able to judge you. Why? Because when you file a copy, you should not expect your copy to be improved by the editor. Don't do that, because don't believe that your editor has all the time to improve your copy. At one time this was possible, but nowadays it is not possible, because the newsrooms are also very poorly staffed, and you can't expect them to. So, but today you have certain advantages, like technology is with you. You can immediately cross check. You can improve your English. Everything is possible using But that does not mean that you should lose your ability for doing all that. So these are some of the things that I thought you should bear in mind as a journalist. And also credibility is very important. Whatever you write, there should be credibility. People should trust you. Today, and also some people think that journalism is all glamour. No, it is not at all glamour. There is no glamour in reporting. You're going to the field and doing a story is not very glamorous. And there are also a lot of challenges. For instance, I'm a columnist. I get up early in the morning. I get up early in the morning and write. I make my own cup of tea and write. Where is the glamour in sitting before the computer at night? There is no glamour at all. So what is important is, your product, what you have ultimately given. So that is more important, and don't think that, this is a glamorous profession. It may not be, at one time you may become famous, that's a different issue. But fame has its own drawbacks also. So you should be a journalist, to uphold the truth. You should be able to bring, the truth to the public. That should be your primary aim, not glamour or anything. So these are some of the tips that I thought of giving you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you for that inspiring message. You have given not only like our contestant a lot of food for thought, like for us to move forward in our writing journeys. We are so grateful you for could join today to celebrate this achievement. And once again, thank you so much for accepting our request to be part of our judging panel. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
And I would request S. Radhakrishnan sir to give his speech and recognize the competition winners. To you, answer.
So, good morning and good evening. First of all, let me thank the organizations for inviting me to this event, and congratulate the students, Dyuthi, Neba, and Subhodip Chowdary for winning in this competition. I was traveling from Kottayam to Trivandrum till half an hour back, and a bit worried about whether I will make it to this function. Fortunately, Indian Railways is better than Indigo now, and I'm here on time now. Okay, my topic, I think, was nurturing the next generation of media professionals. Since I take almost an year to nurture them or constructing them, nurturing them and constructing that work in just 10 minutes is a big task. So I thought I will talk on the familiar subject, your familiar topic, the international news writing itself. Okay, you guys have written a lot on this topic, and let me give my viewpoint. And if Philip sir and others agree, and if my words are good, give me those awards. Okay, okay. I may be a bit skeptical, like any journalist. Journalism should always be skeptical, but not cynical. But it is happening the other way around now, because most of the journalists are getting cynical towards the society, and that is why we are converting the society to be a negative one. Let me come to the point. You already know international news writing is the practice of reporting and presenting news that crosses national boundaries. It is distinct from domestic journalism. I think all the competitors have understood this thing. But I feel since the world is, it is getting shorter and shorter, or smaller and smaller. The idea international journalism is more of coming towards local journalism. All the newspapers, all the TV channels, and even the social media are going hyperlocal, which means that international journalism is mixing with local ideas. That's a great. I think that is something great, because some of you might be able to understand the meaning of the word development journalism. Development journalism, in fact, was conceived and presented to India by none other than Dr. G.B. Not Dr. E.G. Burgess, was the editor of Indian Express. My professor was the HOD of University of Kerala, Journalism Department, University of Kerala. Professor J.V. Velannilam was a big, great communication expert who became the vice chancellor of that university. He once was talking to us, senior journalists and students, because at that time a student, and he was explaining the concept of development journalism. He said it is being developed in US, in Western countries, and then being transferred to India. But at that time, one senior editor in a newspaper stood up and asked him, see, did you see the local pages of Indian newspapers or Malayalam newspapers? It's full of development journalism. It's just connecting people to the society or connecting people to the outside world. So actually, international journalism is nothing more than connecting people to the local issues. I now bring you to the current issues like trade war, tariff, etc. The tariff is announced by none other than the increase of tariff is announced by none other than the American president. But who is affected in India or in any country, in Bangladesh? It is the local people, the fishermen, the tailors. So it may be explained like, it's a big international event, but it has come to the local or grassroots level. So international journalism or international writing as such is not a big topic. It is connected to the society, to each of us, and to every person. So the contestants should think of this thing. It is not really what you call international reporting. It is not purely crossing the borders. It's not really going beyond the borders. It is connecting to the society. So when coming to the writing part of it, the key aspects of international journalism, if I mention that it is a specialized category of journalism that covers the definition, and the specialist category of journalism that covers events, policies, and conflicts beyond a single nation's borders. That's what the definition says. But the real practice is different. There are several unique challenges in reporting international or events or in a war or anything like that. See, journalists face cultural differences, language barriers, political restrictions, and logistical hurdles in gathering and presenting the news. That is a real thing. And the news values, like Phillips has said, news values remain the same. It is of local relevance. International news prioritizes values like conflict, magnitude, surprise, and global impact. And again, the basic principle of journalism: objectivity, accuracy, neutrality, and respecting the facts. So when you write on international journalism or when you do international writing, just think of this. The values remain the same in any kind of journalism. So it's about bridging the cultures. Contextualizing conflicts means bringing the conflicts to the context, to your present society, and making global issues accessible to the diverse audiences. It may be, these are the definitions, but I will touch this when I go to the end of this speech. Okay. Speed, then bias and commercial pressures. Actually, all these things influence international journalism. Like Phillips has said, when you report for a news channel, the way you present is becoming faster. So I don't think there is some kind of respect being given to that kind of reporting, because it's all being going towards breaking news. When you watch a TV, news channel, you first see the breaking news, but after 5 minutes, you see a change in that. They correct the mistakes. And when you go to a website, you see the first report and there is a correction. So are the facts being respected? Are the facts being cross-checked? Are the facts being checked with any secondary sources? So if you watch the breaking news and just, you share it with someone else, it goes viral. That's what we call fake news. If it is going first without respecting the fact, it is really fake news. and when you correct it, it does not, that does not go viral. Sometimes it may be delayed. So first news goes to, everybody, and second news goes to number of people, lesser number of people. So when coming to outlets reporting global events as isolated incidents, I was just reading this thing without explaining historical, cultural, or geopolitical backgrounds. That itself is not international journalism, international writing. I'll give you an example. See, coverage of Russia-Ukraine war for the last few years. It's everybody will be explaining that missile, this missile, and that gun, this gun, ships, everything. But do they explain the historical background of the war? How NATO is expanding their their dominance, and how the culture of Ukraine and Russia are connected. Whether it is wrong or right, whether it is comment or fact. See, you should the reporter or whatever be that should explain the cultural or historical background of events. Then I think maybe I may be a bit skeptical, or maybe you may say that I am a bit biased. But most of the news agencies, most of the famous news agencies are headquartered in Western countries, AP, AFP, Reuters, etc. So global narrative, they just spread the global narratives to the public, shaping perspectives through their own cultural lens. I will give you another example. Just think of Africa. See, African conflicts are not reported by many media. A lot of people die in Sudan. A lot of people die in Congo. Hundreds of people die in these countries because of poverty. Do you see that in the newspapers? You see Gaza. You see Ukraine. You see South China Sea issues. You see the issue between Japan and China. Where are these people? What is happening in these countries? Nobody is taking care of. Then coming to sensation over substance, the headline prioritizes. You might have heard of the word clickbait. That means a YouTube channel or something that attracts you, baits you, and with a click, you become a bait of that channel, YouTube channel, but you don't see what is there in the headline. So it's actually headlines sensationalize, dramatic, and clicks, drama and clicks rather than nuanced or detailed reporting. I will give another example of what happened after COVID or during COVID. See, we were, or all journalists were reporting the number of deaths. Did many media, Western media, report what was happening in the research labs? You felt the pain of these vaccines only towards the later half of that decade or next decade. What was happening in those labs, and what happened to those people who took the vaccination? See, all these things are not being considered by the media, and all these things which we consider as international reporting are just superficial. They are not touching the culture. They are not touching the history. They are not going into the depth of subjects, and then neglect of local voices. International reporting frequently relies on official sources and foreign correspondence. The word embedded journalism, some of you have heard that during the Gulf War, where people or journalists were taken to the war front and shown what is being happened, but not shown what is being on the other side. A word came up, embedded journalism came. It is embedding information to the public, not giving full details. That's why many CNN and so many media came to the forefront and just trashed embedded journalism and showed the public what was happening during the Gulf War. So in Middle Eastern conflicts, Western media or even those media which has more power in Middle East countries, they often quote government officials and think tanks. not local communities. The pains and the miseries faced by the local communities, activists, communities, activists, or independent reporters. You see how many reporters on the field were killed by Israel forces. See, just shooting them, even if they were wearing the yellow apron with the press written on the apron. With so many journalists. So see, they went to the people. How they went there to report what was happening. Just massacred by the forces. So these things are happening in international reporting. Then again, the last thing, digital first pressure. Digital first, it is a pressure. So going to the digital media first and then publish quickly online to the readers and with errors and then correcting it. See, so many stories were corrected during the war, during both the wars which are happening, Ukraine, Russia, and the Middle East war. So, moving forward to the youngsters, to realign with mission, international journalists, I think, theoretically, must invest in cross-border collaborations with the local reporters. The example I tell you is the investigation done by a group of media, which led to the exposure of Pegasus, the exposure, the spy work of Israel. And see, even every government, many governments were, involved in that deal. So that was exposed by a group of media crossing all borders. Then balance speed with depth. Then use multimedia storytelling instead of just giving text. You go for infographics, go for visuals, go for text which is simplified. Everything should be combined and it should be presented to the readers instead of heavy text. Then commit to the equitable coverage, which means giving voice to the regions which are often ignored, like Africa, which I told you. So again, if I take it to the end of the speech, do a little bit of research on everything, and then you go for local voices when you report. If you are, writing on international reporting, go for local voices. Then combat bias and stereotypes. It's very easy to go to bias, because bias exists everywhere, and bias, supervises or supersedes the truth or unbiasedness. Then verify before reporting. Use multimedia, as I told you. Practical, ethical storytelling. Respect the dignity and avoid sensationalism. Dignity of the victims. When 9/11 happened, 9/11 happened, all the media took a decision. I think those people in the US know that. Took a decision, all the media took a decision not to show the dead bodies. But what happened in India when Fuji earthquake happened? All the strewn bodies were shown to the media. So practice this kind of ethics. Then global collaboration, like I told you. And all these things are relevant for international writing, international reporting. And if I take everything, if I shorten everything into 3 things, ask whose voice is missing in every story. Then balance speed with the depth. Think like a bridge builder. Means your role is to connect cultures, not reinforce divides. Let me conclude this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And for your brilliant commentary on the state of international news writing and the challenges we are facing, and highlighting both the advantages and the disadvantages. The global, global era is exactly the kind of professional insight our writers needed. And once again, thank you so much. We are honored to have you had you share your time and wisdom with this year's competition. And, you spend a lot of time, and we very honored to hear from you. And now it's the time to the award ceremony, winner spotlight. I would like to welcome all the three winners. First of all, the third place recognition, Subhodip Chowdary. Please join me in a round of applause for Subhodip Chowdary from West Bengal, our third place winner in the writing competition. For his outstanding work, Subhodip Chowdary is being awarded a certificate of merit along with a cash prize of 10,001 Indian rupees, approximately $120. Congratulations, Subhodip Chowdary, on this well-deserved achievement. Please give him an applause. And I would like Subhodip Chowdary and welcome to for a few words.
So, good morning and good evening to everyone, to my dear judges and the chief guest and my fellow competitors. And I want to say before starting it, thank you to this organization for giving me the certificate. Thank you. So, I am Subhodip Chowdary, a 15-year-old boy from West Bengal in India, and my house is in Murshidabad. And I am a young writer who is truly honored to be recognized in this Global Indian Council news writing competition. Writing is not just than putting words on a page. It is a way to share the stories, inspire a change, and give the voice for what it is justice, and to actually give the voice which is true. Not just putting words, not just ideas, but to give the truth of it. Journalisms actually describe what the event is being described, not just the opinion, but the event, what was done. Now, I was like recognized as the winner, and I believe many talented peers were also there, and they deserve the awards. But I believe I won it, and I want to describe my ambition is to continue in developing a writer journalist and write telling stories, and not only just writing, not just simply writing, but to influence the world. Actually, I want to influence the world, just to take my path and to influence the world, and to means inspire others actually to follow my path and to follow the journalism and to follow the writing. And I believe writing is the best way to bring the true bond. Nothing can be like what I will describe. Nothing can be expressed rather than writing, like a true bond between a writer and a reader, actually. And I want to give one example that when we heard the name of William Shakespeare, what do you think? What comes in our mind first? The great writing, the great stories, not just about the stories, but actually, I want to mean stories like the 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 background of the world, the background of the generation or the century. What were the impacts? What was like? What was the generation like? What I will say? What is not coming out? Like generation type changes. So, and in if we describe William Shakespeare, so he influenced a lot of people. Like I was also influenced by Rabindranath Tagore, who is a great Bengali writer from West Bengal. Like he became the first Nobel Prize winner in India in the year 1913, and I'm glad that we got a great writer from West Bengal. And I think I should end my speech right here because what I will say. And it was a great experience for me. And thank you. And I want to say thank you to my chief guests and my judge for judging me as the winner. And I say thank you. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you, Subhodip Chowdary. And I'm very I'm honored to listen to you as such young boy. Like you are speaking like a very very well like what I say. I'm very happy that you got third place, right? We didn't what I can say, we did a very good we have a very good panel of judges that they decided a good judgment. That's what I can say. Congratulations again. You deserve it. And second
Thank you,
place,
ma'am.
we moving to the second place recognition, Neba Anna Thomas. Moving now to our second place honor. Please join me in a warm round of applause for Neba Anna Thomas, joining all the way from Thiruvananthapuram. For her exceptional work, Neba is being awarded a winner's certificate and prize of 30,001 Indian rupees, approximately $350. Congratulations, Neba, on this outstanding achievement. And now I am inviting you for a few words and how you feel it.
Thank you, ma'am. So, good evening and good morning to everyone. My name is Neba Anna Thomas. I'm from Trivandrum right now. I'm doing my journalism and mass communication under Kerala University in Christnagar College, Maranallu, Trivandrum. First of all, I'm really grateful for the award. I actually didn't think I would get it, but I got it, and I was like, I love writing. One of the things that I always wanted to become a doctor, but somehow I came to journalism, and the thing that captured me most was writing. And then I got something for writing. So I'm like truly honored. And I'm very honored to have such amazing chief guests with us. And I'm thankful to GIC and IAPC for this opportunity and this award. Apart from that, if I have to speak about myself, like I said, I'm studying journalism, and I'm into investigative journalism. So I want to put out true news stories. I want to get the reality of the world to the people. That's my whole concept. Because in the speech in which Radhakrishnan sir said, we could like he did mention a lot of things about, even AJ Phillips sir said a lot of things about credibility, journalism, and I think that the world has changed a lot, and I don't want to be a part of that crowd where people only look at the main stories or impactful stories. I want to be a part of a story that is not said much but can be impactful in a way. So through that, I want to do that in writing. And this was like a eye-opening thing for me for getting this because it's a news story writing. I was happy that I could say a news through a story based, and I got second, so I'm still like by God's grace, of course. But yeah, that's about me, and I hope that I can do something in this world that through my words. I'm not a well-spoken person. I do anchoring and all, but then when I have to say about myself, I don't know much about it. But yeah, I'm very grateful to all of you and everyone. And yeah, I truly love and enjoy writing. I want to bring change, help somebody out through it. And yeah, I hope that happens someday. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you so much for your words. And we are happy that you guys are happy. Thank you. And now we are going to recognize first place winner. And for the moment, we have all been waiting for the first place honors in this year's in the writing competition. Please join me in an enthusiastic round of applause for Dyuthi Susan Sakaria, joining us from Bangalore, but she's from Kottayam. For her truly exceptional work, Dyuthi is being awarded for top winner certificate and a prize of 50,001 Indian rupees, approximately $550. A massive congratulations to you, Dyuthi, for this incredible achievement. Congratulations to Dyuthi, and right now it is on you. A few words.
Thank you so much, Patricia, ma'am. It means a lot. Good evening and good morning, everyone. I am Dyuthi Susan Sakaria, currently pursuing my master's in English Language and Literature at Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Bangalore. I am immensely grateful to receive this recognition, especially in the presence of such esteemed seniors who have each paved their own path in this field of journalism. It is truly an honor and a privilege. The 2026 online news writing competition hosted by Indo-American Press Club and Global Indian Council, it has given each of us participants a platform to experiment, learn, and grow. And it reminded me of a key piece of advice I received during my internship at the week, which was that time is the greatest challenge in journalism. We all are constantly in a race to find research, write, and publish stories promptly, often leaving little to no room to work at our own pace. And sometimes, no matter how good or strong a story or idea is, it loses its value once its relevance passes. And that thought sort of stayed with me during this competition as well, especially when writing under pressure and deadlines. The challenge is to stay true to verified facts and to not let conscious or unconscious bias to shape our writing in any way. And I would say that was my biggest learning from this experience. And therefore, I would like to thank the organizers and judges for creating a stepping stone for young writers like us to showcase our work proudly. And this recognition is an encouragement for me to keep learning and striving to do better. I'm also grateful for the opportunity this competition has given me to receive valuable feedback and encouragement from esteemed members, including Dr. Matthew Joyce, sir, and to learn more about the esteemed organization he represents as well. So I would like to conclude by extending my heartfelt congratulations to my fellow winners, Neba and Subhodip, and to all the participants as well. So thank you once again for this opportunity and good evening.
Thank you again, and congratulations everybody who won the competition. Neba, Dyuthi, and Subhodip Chowdary. Thank you once again, and congratulations. Now the time you guys interact with the guest. You can ask questions. It's a Q&A time for 10 minutes we have. So you can ask questions, and after the winners, any participants can ask a few questions. It's a Q&A time. We only have 10 minutes. Ask questions to our guests. We get the opportunity to interact with AJ Phillips sir and S. Radhakrishnan sir. This is a good opportunity. Please use them. Yeah, go Subhodip Chowdary, you first. So go, you can ask either with AJ Phillips sir or with Radhakrishnan sir. Go ahead, Chowdary.
So good afternoon, good evening, sir, or good morning. So I want to ask, like, do you think I could be a great writer? My question to you, sir.
Why you can't be? That is my question to you.
Because I think I have less potential in writing, because I think I can't describe I can write journalism properly, yes, that's why I became the winner, but in terms of writing I think I'm little bit bad. I blunder some words. I think that's the problem.
No, nobody is born a journalist or born a writer. One has to do a lot of practice, and you will become a good writer. And at this young age, if you can win a prize like this, 10,000 rupees, it's not a mean achievement. I could not do that, and when I was as young as you. So you are already an established writer, and all you need to do is improve your writing skills by writing, reading, and following many tips that are available. So you should strive to be a good writer, and you will definitely become a good writer.
Now, sir, again, I wanna ask you a question that in what ideas or what point I should focus on writing mainly? What speaking for speak for the justice or for the truth of the world, or any comments or some companion type thing, you mean?
I think Mr. Radhakrishnan may like to answer this question.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Answer it.
From where will you get the inputs for writing? Just answer me.
I am just a student from a school, from high school.
Okay.
Studying English and literature, and I get motivated from my parents to learn English properly. and from teachers also motivate me to write English, to improve English. So I just feature and look away for like
Okay, other
this
than,
kind of
yeah, let me ask you, other than the textbooks, what do you read?
like some story books or some scientific books or science book I read usually.
Okay, read whatever you get. Books or paper, newspaper or magazines, anything from online or from text or anything you read, the input you get from reading will come out as writing.
Like
Okay.
if I read more, so I will like get the ideas or the input more. No.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of ideas. You interact with people. You talk to your teachers, talk to your students, talk to your talk to your colleagues, parents, anybody. So you'll get a lot of ideas. Naturally, ideas will come when you read, when you interact with people. This is the same question which every student asks me when they start the course. Will I become a writer? Will I become a journalist? They after the course, after our course, they go out of the institute in flying colors with papers in their hands. Yeah. So read and you get exposed to what is happening around you. Look around you. Don't just immerse yourself in your textbooks.
Oh, means I need to be observant little bit.
Yeah, you should be observing what is happening around you.
So I thank both of you for giving this answer, and I believe I would be a great writer, and I have an ambition to be a great writer and to win some great literary awards like Nobel, Peter's Prize, many. But let's see, time speaks. Let's see. Thank you to everyone.
Yeah, you're a young boy. Don't get too much concerned about your future. You work hard. Let him what you get.
I think he has so much big manifestation. So believe in that, work on that. You're gonna be there. So I think he gonna be a great writer and great journalist like AJ Phillips sir and Radhakrishnan sir. So whatever they said, just keep work on that, Chowdary. And next, Neba, now it's your time.
So, good evening, sirs. Good morning if it's good morning. So my first question was, I am assuming you might know the Deepak U story that happened recently, the bus incident where the video was shot and he committed suicide. So I have this question in my head that always like makes me kind of like think a lot about journalism. We see that citizen journalism has increased a lot nowadays. We have phones, everyone can take a video, but do you think that it's ethical? Because people forget when we learn journalism, we remember censorship and censoring a person's face is important. But then nowadays, when we look around, people don't really do that anymore. Everything's exposed, and journalism has become something that people do not trust because of citizen journalism too. People can't find actual facts because of fake news or AI generated. So, do you think that citizen journalism has increased compared to the olden days, or like journalism has changed into citizen journalism? That's my question. Anyone can answer.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah.
Citizen journalism has become very important because earlier you had to work for a newspaper or a television station or a radio station to be a journalist. Today, if you have a mobile phone, you can report. You can capture a video. You can, as you mentioned in that particular case, that lady is now in jail. The person is now in jail. So this should not happen. So one can be a citizen journalist. There are many good stories which citizen journalists have brought out. For instance, I myself am a citizen journalist. I have also been writing. I have also been doing my work as a citizen journalist. So anybody can be a citizen journalist, but that means you should be conscientious. You should research your story. You should do thorough checkups. You do all that, and then you can be a successful journalist. You need not work for a newspaper, but you can also earn well if you do all this. And I have been doing that, and if I can do, why can't anyone else can do? Yeah, so that is how I take it. But one should follow all the rules of the game. and you should follow it religiously, and then you can be a successful journalist. But in that particular case, she did not follow, and she wanted, some viewership. That was all that bothered. She did not know. She did not think about that person whom she was maligning, and the poor man could not take it that insult, and he unfortunately decided to end his life.
Yes. But do you
Yeah.
think that the main thing is sensationalism nowadays? The whole concept has become sensationalism because if you don't have something as a clickbait, for example, if you don't have something to click on, people will not look at it. Negative news is more important compared to positive news. So, is that the mindset that people are having right now for like a general public? Is that what you think is going on?
Yes. Yeah. What you said is correct. Everybody wants to be a journalist, but no, the raw material of journalism is news. But these people doesn't know what is news and what is not news. News is, see, the definition of news. That lady, she did. It is not news. She wanted to go viral. That's all. So, as I told you in the beginning, it is not ethical. See, these people have to be taught what is to be done, what is ethical. And they think that with a mobile phone, they can do anything. Everybody, like in Kerala, everybody says that I'm a journalist. See? Journalists have to be trained. They have to learn what is relevant for the society, what is good for the society. What she was doing, was it good for the society? She has to think before she acts.
Yes.
Everybody should be doing that. So before doing anything, like if they think that it is journalism, they should at least think twice whether what I am doing is correct. What I am doing is citizen journalism. So if in such cases, strong action is taken against people who are doing unethical practices or who are doing unethical stories, such things will slowly come to end. That's what I believe. If strong action is taken.
So I had one last question. It's kind of based on what I've heard a lot because I'm doing journalism and I always have this mindset that I'll be unbiased. I will not support anybody. I'll be very true to my field. But whenever I go to a place, people are like, you have to be biased. So I thought I'll become an investigative journalist because you don't have to be biased. But then also people say that you have to be biased. Do you think that that's a true concept that we have to have a side or else that we can't become a proper journalist?
See, one thing about the theory of journalism is that you should be objective. I just want to ask everyone here: are you objective in any case? Because everywhere, there is some kind of a prejudice in your mind when you report. For example, if you are reporting a war between India and Pakistan, you are prejudiced towards India. You are not neutral. So some kind of prejudice is there. That's why I am telling you, objectivity is a myth for a journalist, for anyone. Some sort of so your background, the way you are nurtured, everything influence you when you report. So don't worry if anyone say that you are biased. There is some kind of bias in every kind of news, every type of news.
Okay,
That's
thank
what
you,
I
sir.
believe. It's my belief.
Take on this. I think, when there is fight is between truth and falsehood, when a person, is being killed by 10 people, so you have to take a side. You can't take the side, you can't be objective. What is objective about seeing, one person being beaten up or being killed by 10 people? So there, you have to be on the side of the poor man or poor woman. So one cannot be objective all the time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the answers, both of you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so now the time for Didi to ask questions to the guest.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to ask the first question to AJ Phillips, sir. Looking back at your career, what is one quality that you believe has become more important for journalists today than ever before?
Yeah. To take my own case, I have been a journalist for the last 53 years. And now I am 72. I quit, I quit a job some 15 years back. 23 years back. And I have already written about, over 10,000 editorials. And if you ask me why I am able to write, I can only tell you it's not because of my greatness. It is because the editor knows that, if there is a deadline, I give my product, before the deadline. So that is what I have been doing. Recently, I was in ICU and I was admitted to the intensive care unit, and I had to send an editorial. And I sought my doctor's permission to write the edit in my ICU room, and I wrote it and sent it. So why? Because I did not want to tell the editor that I can't do the edit today. So in all my life, I don't think I have ever told my editor, sorry, I cannot do this edit today. Whatever be the circumstances, whatever may be the challenges, I write. So this is one quality that that helped me so far.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope you're doing well right now.
Yeah, thank you. I'm doing fine. Today also I wrote, and I also must tell you, you should also be prepared for challenges. For instance, today I wrote a piece and it appeared. And there was a mention of, one sentence was there. A senior person who was the press secretary to the former Punjab Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal. He called me to say that, Mr. Philip, there is one sentence, which may be problematic. So you may like to delete it. So I read it. Of course, there was not much problem in that, but because I trusted him and because I did not want to displease him, I immediately removed that particular sentence from the article. So one has to, learn. One has to be prepared to learn all the time.
Thank you, sir. And Radhakrishnan, sir, I would like to ask, from an academic perspective, how can students of journalism better prepare themselves for the ethical and practical challenges of real newsroom environments?
Yeah, so actually, I was just witnessing a group discussion 2 months back. See, how many teachers or professors of journalism in colleges of Kerala are real journalists? That's a big question. See, most of them are, you may be feeling that, most of them are either postgraduates in Malayalam or English. They don't have any kind of experience in journalism. They teach these students and they ask, give some certificates and they send them for a job. See? And nothing, not even one. I can see many people, many teachers who haven't reported at least one press conference, one function. So they teach reporting. What kind of reporting they are teaching, I don't know. They send these people to the field and see what is happening in media in Kerala today or in media in India. I don't know what is happening in Delhi or some other places. This news organizations does not invest in training people, training students coming from the institutes. They just let them free for reporting. I don't know whether you have that experience. What kind of teaching you are getting? So practical training is not at all there in many institutes or colleges. If the students are trained well, the students get the feel of journalism. The students understand the society. Instead of just learning textbooks, they will become good journalists. That's what I believe. That's what we think, and that's what we do now. In many colleges, journalism is taught by postgraduates in Malayalam and English. They don't have any kind of experience in journalism.
Let me add one information. In India, the maximum number of PhDs in communication, including journalism, are held by Catholic priests. maximum number of PhDs in India in communication are held by Catholic priests and nuns also. Yeah. And they don't practice journalism.
Yes. And we let these students in the field and we blame them.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your questions and all the insights we get from the giants of media, AJ Phillips sir and S. Radhakrishnan sir. Now, I would like to invite Advocate Dr. Casey George for a short felicitation if he is available.
Yeah, good evening. I am so happy to listen to AJ Phillips's response and the Dr. Radhakrishnanji's response on the inquisitiveness our children have on the issues they face today. In a country like that I am living today, the criticism that one journalist can face or the open-mindedness a person can have while writing an article is certainly a query, certainly a question that will repeatedly ask his conscience whether I'm doing the right thing. If I write something, I still recall, I used to write in the Indian Currents where AJ Phillips sir used to write. And later in the last 1 decade or so, his AJ Phillips that, the certainty like in facing or telling the truth on the face or to be blunt while expressing what a journalist is supposed to do or criticizing even the PM. I have seen or I have read a number of open letters that he has written to the Prime Minister and various other dignitaries on the present scenario, or rather not taking care of the underprivileged people or the unwarranted comments these people make. It really I really appreciate it. By being in the government, I was hesitant to further continue with writing in that magazine. However, I appreciate the courage, the enterprising ability these journalists have in saying what they want to. And my suggestion and my opinion to the young or amateur journalists who are coming today is that write what you want to express. Really looking at the present scenario, the problems faced by the people are to be brought to the notice of people who are listening to you. We have a very beautiful word which is called freedom of the press. That is there. But today the media in my country, I am not satisfied with. About 90% of the media in my country goes with one particular, followers. But that is not the correct thing. You should show the world what exactly is happening. And let these amateur youngsters or journalists come out with this kind of a conscience that I am writing the truth so that people know the truth and the expectations from the people should be taken into account. That is all the observation. I really appreciate the initiative taken up by the organizers of this program by promoting, supporting and encouraging and giving an exposure to these budding journalists to come out to be the main or the journalist in the realm tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and your words, kind words. Thank you. And now I would like to invite PC Matthew for a few words.
Hello, good evening, India, and good morning, USA. PC Matthew here. I'm very glad to see the event is going on in a very professional manner, and everybody excited and respected Chief Guest Radhakrishnan sir, Philip sir, Global Indian Council General Secretary Sudhin Nambiar, Professor Joey Palatavadam, Global Vice President, Media Chair Dr. Matthew Joyce, and IAPC leaders, Shan, Pat, and winners and other audience. It was very interesting to hear the speeches from all these chief guests and their knowledge and question answers. I believe that journalism is one of the important profession which changes our society. So like the young man said, we had to be truthful to the facts when you report. So that's what I also believe. And in one beautiful sentence, I can say, journalism is an art more than skill. You should have an artful mind to create and present the journal, the article with a simple language and conclusion with a good impression. And so journalists can change the society. Nowadays, medias like TVs, people are more in front of the TV because visuals are more affecting their heart. Many political parties have their own TVs so that they influence the people. But the truth may be different. But the future journalists, in my words, they should be truthful to the fact, and they should stand for the truth. And all the best for the new writers and global. Even I write sometimes news actually. I'm a small writer. So Global Indian Council also inaugurating or launching our 50 episodes of Malayalam Sreshta Bhasha learning videos created by Professor Joy Valatwadam, our global vice president. Is here actually March 14. We're planning to have an event in Kerala. I'm actually in Kerala right now on the way to home. So we invite all of you, and please contact Professor Joy Valatwadam or give your numbers to Pat, Patricia, so that we can give you the official invitation. And thank you so much. And thank you, Pat and Shan and IAPC, all your support, your platform to make this event great. Like Global Indian Council, dreamt for. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, PC. And while you are going to your home, you make this, to speak it. And thank you so much. And right now, before we go into word of thanks, I would like to confirm that the contestants receive the cash prize. Just please make sure you received it, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What about Chowdary?
Ma'am, let me check. I think I have not received. Ma'am, can I leave the room right now? Just for checking.
Let us know you received it or not, and contact with the Shan, okay?
Actually, it means I need to confirm it by my father because I have given the account number of my father. That's why.
Yeah, it was.
Fine.
Yeah, it was transferred yesterday, but I can surely work with you offline.
Yeah.
To make sure you get it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And right now the podium is on to Sudhir Nambiar for the word of thanks.
Namaskaram to all. Glad to be part of this event. I'm really excited to see the event go pass through. It was highly informative, and it is inspiring to be a journalist by seeing the method we have been discussing here and the techniques. So GIC is a networking organization for people of Indian origin and help people in our network in many ways through Center of Excellence in specific field. This event is part of our Center of Excellence Media and Publicity headed by Joy Matthews. Thank you, Joy, sir, for your dual role in both organizations. And congratulations to our winners, Dyuthi Susan Sakaria, Neba Anna Thomas, Subhodip Chowdary. How do I call it? Subhodip Chowdary.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining and for the participation. A big thank you to all the judges who participated in the evaluation thank you, our chief guest for today, AJ Phillips, sir, senior journalist and the president, Kerala Club in New Delhi, and Mr. Radhakrishnan, assistant director of MASCOM, who gave an excellent, both of them gave an excellent motivation today, along with the techniques to be a better journalist. And thanks to all the GIC officials, President PC Matthew, Joy Matthews, our GIC media chair, Joy Palata Madam, our vice president, Santi Matthew, our PRO, Jija Harrising, our GIC ambassador, for being part of this event from the beginning. Also, Tara Sarjan and GIC treasurer, and Tom Koloth, our associate treasurer, for helping on arranging the prize money in time. A big thank to our IAPC officials. Without them, the event won't happen. Thanks to Jinsmon President and also to Patricia Umashankar and Shan Justus for their valuable contribution and using latest technologies to conduct the event. Thanks to all the participants and winners, and hope the inspiration of this event create a spark in you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sudeep. And before our closing remarks, I would like to say some words. This is an incredible journey. This is our first time, like a news writing competition. We are online, completely online, as Shan mentioned in the beginning. And I would like to say that I'm launching a podcast interview sessions on Monday. That is coming. That is my first session. I would like to invite AJ Phillips sir and Radhakrishnan sir officially to my podcast interview. And I'm using this platform. I'm sorry about that. And it is very hard for both of them to get in hand. That's why I'm using this platform. And now it's a time to Joy Matthew sir for the closing remarks.
Namaste to all of you. Thank you for giving me a chance to speak a few words. While we are closing, may I congratulate all the participants of this online news writing competition held by Indo-American Press Club and Global Indian Council together. And special congratulations to the winners who are already being felicitated right now in this small meeting. First of all, on behalf of IAPC and GIC, I would like to thank our eminent senior journalists, AJ Phillips sir, as well as S. Radhakrishnan sir. Both of them are well-wishers and supporters of IAPC since long time. And their particular messages today was a torchlight to the citizen journalists. And I appreciate the way in which the contestants were asking questions and they were properly guided by these eminent journalists. We are grateful to the leaders of Global Indian Council, headed by PC Matthew, who is just traveling, and also General Secretary Sudhir Nambiar and Vice President Joy Palata is also on the screen. And the team actually supported us, bearing the major share of the prize money. Thanks a lot for your support. And without your support, this event could not have been held in such a way. Special thanks to Jinsmon Sakaria and Shan Justus, who is our General Secretary, and Patricia Umashankar, who has done this competition in a very brilliant way, because we have been doing essay competitions for the last 10 years, but we have abolished that particular type of essay writing because all are experts in Googling AI, using AI and copying, and for all those things are very much spoiling the journalists. And we are very proud to say that this online competition held by us was very transparent, very confidential, and very systematic, because of both this Shan and Patricia supported us. Even so many of our judges were able to evaluate these papers. even I was surprised at the at the last moment only the names were disclosed by the team, and it was so transparent, and I really appreciate the way in which the contestant was held, and really the prize winning is being received by the deserving contestants. Thank you so much for that. And a very particular thing I wanted to mention, that there was no stipulation for the age in this contest. We did not stipulate any particular age, but surprisingly, see the three winners. They are all young students, and why this competition? They won the prize. That is the main thing. It was a surprise to me, because even though I have never seen Dyuthi or Neba or Chowdary, I had the opportunity to review and read some of their writings even during the last 2 years, because I have read Dyuthi's writings in the week as well as in her own blogs, Truth Be Told, and also Neba. She has been writing in so many media, and especially her writings in the e-Malayali last year. I could review it, and they are very powerful writers. Winners, you are the promise of the new generation. I would like to appreciate your talent. I would like to appreciate the way in which you are presenting this particular contest. And what I see is that they have not relied on the usual type of documentation or going through the newspaper or the police records. Instead, they have leaned towards the constructive journalism. That is what AJ Philip actually told me. They have actually gone in a different angle, and they have done their level best to present that particular paper. And they have also dared to show their criticism in such a way that they have suggested how to change the policies so that these things can never happen again. That is, the truth is, they have demonstrated the true thing that journalists are going to be the true catalyst for changing the society and the community. And they have demonstrated that. Thank you so much. It is too late. Thank you for the participants. Thank you for the winners. Thank you, the chief guests, and all the participants in the meeting. With this, I declare the meeting as concluded. Thank you all. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Once again, as Bathy Joy sir said, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you once again. Have a great night, and hope we meet again. Thank you once again. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
You so
Bye.
much.
Bye. Bye.